Okay, good afternoon, folks. So a bit late. Actually, I'm behind time a little bit. I was just on a phone call, and I got a bit distracted. Took a trade. I looked at thinking, when's the market opened? And I realised it's been open 10 minutes. So my apologies. Pretty much ranging. I did take a trade there actually. I've just reloaded and it's slightly different. There was a failed second entry short there. It doesn't look any good there, but was it on this one? I can't remember now. I'm losing my marbles today. Sorry, someone just made a phone call, and I was just thinking of that. So anyway, not a fan of that. Let's get rid of that. So I am just trading some my PA accounts, Apex PA accounts. I've qualified for another payment, another $2,000. That'll be the fourth one from Traderify. So I'm not trading Traderify accounts today. One of those ones got blown. The one I'd already had paid for. Another one I took a trade last night. Another two of them, sorry. So I'm not trading them now. So I'm another trade away from another payment anyway. So that'll be the full 5 of them. So we got a new deal yesterday from Apex, another 8% off. So I took another couple of evaluations last for 2 points. So Karina, good morning to you. It was kind of a bum triple test as well, but it was a failure. But it looked a little bit better, but it did work anyway. My lag is high today. I don't know why. Daryl, how you doing, buddy? ISOCAN, how you doing? Let me just see if I can sort my lag out. There's a bit of software that should tend to run in the background. Where is it? What's it called? Time Syncer, there we go. Hopefully this should sort it out. Okay, yeah, it has done good. Brilliant. Yeah, it sorted that lag out anyway, so excellent. Yeah, so I passed, well, I've hit $3,000 on another, will be the fourth one. So after today, I can claim for that then. So it'll be 8,000 from Apex and 8,000 from Traderify. So that'll be 16,000. So bearing in mind, I haven't had a payment now. This will be month 4. So it sounds like a good month, but when you divide it over the last 4 months, it works out about $4,000, probably minus $1,000 in expenses. Maybe not quite that much, but certainly on one of the months I know I did. So I was looking at Lucid as well. Now, I've got a little bit of money here, so I did pick up a couple of more PAs. Apex back down to 80% off, but the most attractive thing I think is the $85. For me, that is more important there. So I picked up a couple more accounts, which are active now. So I am trading 7 accounts of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 of them are just under $3,000 profit. As we know, I took a payment from them. The one-day thing. To be honest with you, I don't do brilliantly, and I probably have a 50% hit rate. So for every 2 I take, I pass 1, something like that. It's not brilliant, and I trade them aggressively. It's not a good way to do them, in all fairness, but I do trade them on the NQ, and they do tend to pass a bit quicker. on the NQ. So what I tend to do now, normally I just jump in, but if I think it's going up, I wait for the next bar to pull back a bit. Instead of jumping in above the bar, I wait for the next bar to pull back, maybe a third, and I jump in there. And often, you know, when we have a bullish bar, if we're going up, we'll pull back some, and that tends to work a bit better. But I just hate doing evals, to be honest with you, because I trade them ridiculously. But there we go. That's me. So it's my last day today until Tuesday. I'm going away tomorrow morning with my wife for a long weekend. So I won't be trading tomorrow. It's the first proper break I've had this year, really. I haven't been anywhere this year. So that does look like a channel, actually. So last day today, I really feel like I need a break, actually. It's weird. When you follow the rules for a long period of time, it kind of wears you out. I don't understand why. But it's a bit odd. But following the rules is tiring. I don't kind of know why. Perhaps it just takes a monumental effort. I don't know. Let me just get Bookmap ready. It's all right. I was ready to trade and my sister-in-law phoned up something about medication for my mother-in-law. So I got a little bit distracted. So this thing does look like it's slowly pushing up. Just a quick scan at Bookmap, but you can see
Sweep
these orders up here
absorption
slowly
NQ
sucking
sellers.
price up. So there's orders at 60, which
Absorption
is there.
NQ
So
sellers.
my guess is
Absorption
it'll get
NQ
there.
sellers.
There's orders
Sweep
here,
NQ
buy
buyers.
orders around about
Stop
50,
NQ buy.
52. So I wouldn't be surprised if this pulls back a little bit before it pushes higher, but it does look like it's slowly drawing price up. You can see there's some big orders at 62.5. So that's where I expect it to go. But my gut feeling is if you look at that at 52, there are some buyers there. So it's more than likely going to pull back to this before it pushes up. That's my thought process anyway. So what did I say? 50, about 52. I like to do this because I like to see how accurate this works. It's quite, well, I want to say overextended there. So I do expect it to pull back a little bit. So that would kind of make sense, wouldn't it? Maybe test the top of this line. And then we've got orders. The more I do this, the more I have confidence in what Bookmap's showing me, and orders at 60, which is there. So let's just change these to red.
Stop NQ buy.
Let's see
Sweep
how
ES buyers.
plays out. Is this thing froze? Something froze here. This isn't moving. Pretty sure it's not moving. Something's not moving here. What price is at 60 now? We're up here now. I don't know why this is froze. Oh, sorry, my mistake. It's Bookmap. Sorry, I've cut them off. Sorry. Yeah, Bookmap does tend to make a noise. Something's froze here for some reason. I don't know why. My lag is a little high, but it's still only amber, so it shouldn't create a problem. But let me just disconnect from Apex and reconnect, see if that makes a difference. Yeah, it is annoying, isn't it? Yeah, it's Bookmap. It's the orders when they're clicking through. Okay. So, right, okay, so that's where those orders were, around about there. So they did come back, pick up those orders. I think it was actually 2.5, which is about here. So it did pick up those orders and went up there. Obviously, it did that while it was frozen, but it does, when I do this, it does make me sort of have more and more confidence in Bookmap. So I think now there is maybe something a little bit tighter. So it looks like 2 legs up and a pullback, and then we bounced a couple of times and took off. So that for me looks a little bit better. It's tough, actually. You can have that different ways. I mean, you could, if I bring that down there, that's initially where I had it. But one thing I'm not, it's a little bit lower than that EMA. So I think that is probably better. Looks like 2 legs up, and then we bounce a few times, and that's when it starts to move. So I actually prefer that personally. Let's just make this a bit. Ooh, that's bright. So we have got some news coming up in around about 8 minutes. It's only medium impact news, but medium impact news didn't used to play a part at all up until maybe 12 months ago. And we had a massive spike, and from then on, for some odd reason, it seems to make a difference now. It's weird. Uh, okay, bookmap. Let's just have a quick squiz. So there's still odd orders, not as many, but there are orders up around about 66 and 70. There are some still there at 52, so it may have a break here. But I still think what I'm looking at here, it's more than likely, you can see those bigger orders there sucking price up, drawing price up, whatever you want to call it. But they are thinning out a little bit, and they're a little bit more yellowy and less obvious. So I expect a break here. Orders at 50, just below 52 and a half. So I'm guessing we're going to have a break here. Those orders around about there, just below that bit of liquidity there. So whether we'll come down and test this and push high, it's hard to say. So what I am going to do is put that there like that, because I think there may still be something. I'm just going to kill the color there. So if we have 2 legs down, it will come right down to this area. That looks like a little leg to me. You could argue we've got that and a push up there, but I'm not taking that at the moment, because there could be a slightly bigger channel, which means this thing will come down. I think this is a bit trappy for me. Channel down there, small break. It depends how you look at it. My gut feeling is this is going to come down and stop that big bar out. There's more orders down here around about the 67-ish, which is below that bar there. So for me, that is super risky taking that big bull bar. But that's my personal opinion. So if you've taken that, don't listen to me. Always do what you think's right. It's the only way you learn, really. Worst thing I ever did was listen to other people. I take advice and opinions, but I always make my own decisions. The simple thing is, whenever I've followed other people before, someone says buy or sell, I've done it and it loses. It's frustrating. And you don't learn by copying someone else, really. you know, when you see my chart, look at it, compare it to yours and so on, but don't necessarily take trades that I take, because if I'm wrong, you don't really learn from it. So it's getting sideways now, which tells me it's getting a little bit trappy. So I think this is going to drop down and stop out that. That'll be a channel down with a break and a new low. 2 legs down will get us down to this bottom section here and down to some of these bigger orders. So there is an order about 59, which is below there. So that'll get stopped out, in my opinion. It may hold, but the way it's going sideways and the way it's literally ticked one above this and it's working back tells me that's in trouble. Yeah, I don't mean that negatively. Don't get me wrong. I've watched other people and copied them before, but you do learn that you don't learn anything by it. You know, get people's opinion, but then compare it with what your thoughts are. But the best way to learn is to lose. I shit you not. It really does work well by losing. So, leg and a leg. Now, so I'm looking at some orders down here, so this may come down a bit further. So there is 2 legs, but there's liquidity here and some down here. So I have a feeling this may come down a bit lower. And part of the reason I'm thinking about that is there are orders at just above 55, which is here. Let's move this over. There are orders at 55, which is around about there, which, funnily enough, is right where that higher low is. And there are orders around about 52, which is actually right where that is. Okay, so we've got news coming up. So my guess is it would break below there. It may not come down further because that's 2 legs, and it does possibly then combine nice with this line. The frustrating thing is we've got news in 2 minutes, so by the time this finishes and you make your mind up, you might get in with the news. But while those bigger orders are sat down there, I'm just being a little bit cautious here. I don't think it's going to finish well anyway, but the more I compare what I'm seeing on my chart to what I'm seeing on Bookmap, the more those 2 pictures are aligned, and it does help me understand the chart a little bit better. Now, when I've used Bookmap in the past, I haven't compared so much. I tend to look at things a little bit more now. Now, there is 2 legs, and you may take that and it may work, but my gut feeling is it's a mistake. Purely because of those orders down there. And not only that, we got news in about a minute, less than a minute, 30 seconds. So you can see starting to go black. We've still got big orders up here, and there's some there, but you can see where it cuts off, can't you? People get out of orders. Yeah, see those ones down there? The ones at 55, some of them have been yanked. That may be because of the news. So it's starting to push up a little bit, but see, these orders are all fading now, so it might just go a bit stagnant for a bit. But while these orders are at 52 down here, it may come down a little bit more. It may work, but another reason I wouldn't get in is because of the news. There's the news there, so we had a quick spike up. So that did work. You very, very nearly got stopped out, but I'd have left that because of the news anyway, regardless of what I thought about it. But what I will say is those orders at 55 started to fade. Yeah, too close to the news, I think. Okay, so actually, funnily enough, it did come out and stop it. It did push up with the news, but then came back. Now, we got 2 legs down there. That might not be a terrible place to take a trade. I think the safer option is the higher low. It's very tempting, but I'm just going to sit tight at the minute. Let's get rid of that. I don't think that is right. There is still orders at 52 down here, but they don't seem that strong. So I'm just not massively comfortable with this at the moment. There's something about it I'm just a little bit uncertain about. You get a higher low, I think that will be okay. Trouble is, depending on how you've got this, there is a higher low coming here, so
Order submitted.
let's see how it forms. It's just not looking so good, is it? No.
Order canceled.
I'm not super comfortable with. I think it will push up. It's just getting the right bar. And that, I think, is... I don't know. It may work, but just not sure. That's... Yeah, I mean, you may argue it's a triple test, but 1, 2, and that 3. But that really is not a triple test for me. It's just... That's just a push up. There's the test 1, 2. We haven't had a triple one yet, so... Yeah, excuse me just a second. I'm just going to take a quick bathroom break. I'm not comfortable with this anyway at the moment, so we'll be back in a second. Okay, sorry. Okay, so unfortunately, there's something about this I don't like. It's making me a bit nervous. Depending on how you've got it, there may be an overshoot there. I think something's going to change here. Yeah, where's this going? You'd be concerned now if you're in that trade, wouldn't you? Not super sure what I'm looking at here. Go from there to there. It touches there, and it may well push up, but the way this is coming back, it went a bit sideways, pushed up a bit, and it's losing a bit of steam. I can see orders, although not a huge amount of them, down here around about 52, which is there. So I'm concerned at the moment. Now, you may say if we get a bullish bar here, yeah, so that's gone. So that's, if you held there, I get why people may take that. You may say 2 legs down, a high or low. But it's risky, that is. See, that's the beauty of Bookmap. It just gives me that little bit of extra, a little bit of extra input. I will say we are finding some support here, which is good. put this back, we could be coming down here. I'm pausing going along at the minute. Something just doesn't feel right here. That's possible. That could be something like that. 2 pushes to a new high. So I'm just not sure about this. Normally you go from that swing, wouldn't you? So I put it to there. That doesn't look right. If you take it sideways a bit, not sure about that. Just going to bin it. Disco, how you doing, pal? So yeah, let's have a look on this side, see if we can make anything look any better this side. Touch, maybe a small break, 2 push. It's hard to say at the moment. So let's have a quick look at book map. So what's this telling me? There's still orders up here, which is encouraging. Now there are a small amount of orders. They are thickening a bit around about the 52, and then there's some at 59, which is up here, and then at some at 64. So it's hard to say at the moment. I got mixed feelings at the moment. That does look like a channel. Now we've got some at about 58, which would be here. So we could push up, hit those orders, and then come down. And then we've got some at 52, which is here, which says this may have 2 legs up, pick those orders, and then come down and get those. So this may be a downtrend. Now, whether it continues down or whether it tests this top is a bit hard to say at the moment. Second entry short looks nice now in hindsight. But, yeah, that's the trouble when things are conflicting. I'm not super convinced this isn't going to continue up. Sorry, I'm not convinced this isn't going to continue up. I think it possibly will. I think it depends what we get here. But if we can get a second entry short up here, I don't think that'd be a terrible idea. You can see there's a large amount of orders there. A large amount. I can't exactly see exactly where that is. It's 2.5 there, so it's about 2 down from there. So it's around about 60, around about 59-ish, something like that, which is 59. It's around about there. So didn't get up there anyway. I thought this might push up, maybe clear that out. That to me is a lower high. It's a bit premature. That sometimes it's lower. It's not a proper swing like this and this. So sometimes it will push up. So I thought 2 legs up, tick that, come down, stop out that bearish bar, and then down to the low. So that's just picked up those orders. So my guess is that was going to get a hit at some point. So now this thing may absolutely drop out the bottom, or it might test this here. So yeah, that second entry short now looks okay, doesn't it? But the trouble is, if you've got a bigger channel there, you don't know whether this thing's going to continue high. Yeah, we had that, and you may say that's trapped, but it may just tick that and then push up and trap the short. The trouble is, I just couldn't get a channel that I liked, so it's hard to make a decision whether I think it's actually broke that channel and made a new high, in which case it absolutely can reverse. So really, when you've got mixed pictures, the best thing to do really is to do nothing. I could probably push that up a touch and drop that down a smidgen. it's still a bit of a drop out the bottom, isn't it? It's an overshoot. This could just drop. I wouldn't be surprised. But there are still orders up here. But I'm just sitting tight here, I think. Yeah, so there are orders there. I can get rid of that now. Now this possibly could be a bit steeper. Certainly could be. Afternoon, rained off today, Lance. How about you? Yeah, it's not nice outside, is it? It's pretty naff. Yeah. Yeah, it's pissing down. Surprise, surprise. I'm surprised we're not born with web feet in this country. I believe Wales they are. But yeah, it's miserable out there. I'm going away the weekend as well. I'm going down to Winchester. My sister lives. I used to live down there as a sort of a teenager. My stepfather was in the army, and we did 2 years there. So my sister met a lad and stayed down there. So me and my wife are off down there tomorrow morning for I'm going to say a dirty weekend. But when you get to my age, it doesn't quite work that way. But I'm just looking forward to going out for some nice meals, drinking a few nice scotches. In fact, I've got a nice £55 bottle of 10-year-old Glenfarclas single malt going to be delivered in the next hour or so. I should be taking that down with me. Bed by 8, probably, mate. Probably. But no, we'll go out. So tomorrow night when we get down there, we'll go early. We'll go out for a meal and we'll have a few drinks for sure. And then I think Saturday night we're going out with my sister and her husband for a curry. There's some beautiful restaurants in Winchester, and there's quite a well-known curry house there. So we'll be going out for a nice big curry. And then Sunday we'll usually go to my sister's for a roast dinner, something like that. So it'd just be nice to get away. I really need it. I know last week I felt really stressed all week. I felt a bit snappy. You just feel a bit niggly. I couldn't quite put my finger on why. So I decided then just to get away. I've had some payments as well, so my bank balance is looking quite healthy at the moment. Incidentally, I did hit $3,000 on my third or fourth. On my third or fourth. Let me have a look. My fourth Traderfy, I think. Let me have a look. But I can't get that till tomorrow. One of them's blown. I thought that might happen. I took a bit of a risk on one of them. The trouble is, when it gets to 3,000, you take 2,000. There's only 1,000 left. Actually, there's only 900 left. Let me just check the payments. Payout history. Oh yeah. So I've had 3. Oh, excuse me a sec. Excuse me just a second. Sorry, my mistake. It's okay. I was just getting all excited and opening my bottle of scotch. Well, not opening it, the box, sorry. But one of the dogs was, it's one of those ones with those little bits of polystyrene in. And the dog was chewing on one bit. So, yeah, sorry. I was focused on something incredibly important that opening my bottle of scotch. So, let's have a look. Possible second entry short here. Depends how you look at this. I've got multiple thoughts about this. So we want to trigger above there, to be honest with you. Now, I much prefer it when it triggers above a higher low. Now, there is a higher low there, but it's come up too far. Trouble is, we may come up and test this, so you've got to be careful not to get in here too early. I'd much prefer at least to go a bit higher. Okay, we are. So, have a look at bookmap. What's this telling us? Okay, so bookmap. Now, there is orders sat there. They've sat there a long time, so they may be less important. It's a tough one, isn't it? I still think this is probably going to come down. I would prefer to wait for a lower high here. See, if you put it like that, there may be an overshoot which could send it up a little bit. I'm not convinced there is. So I know there are orders up about 69, which is up, sorry, 59, which is up here. Excuse me, just 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. It's just about my car that's in the garage at the moment. Bear with me just a second. Okay, all those big orders have been yanked, so my gut feeling is this is probably going to come down. Especially after a break, channel break, new high. We need to get below that EMA. Okay, second entry long. Let's see if this is a failure. It may go up. Who knows? I'm not sure whether it will.
Order
Let's
submitted.
just get an order down there. There's always a possibility this could go up.
Order canceled.
So the trouble is there could be an overshoot there, in which case it may go up. As I say, there are orders at, well, 56, which is 56.25, which is about there. So I'm not convinced this thing isn't going to push up now. There are one or two who have that as a possible larger channel. Not so sure though. It does look like it's coming down, doesn't it? Got to be careful here. We could get a kind of a bounce and push up. Might trap a load of shorts there. If this is a channel that hasn't had a break, it may push up some more. It's hard to say. That will be a second entry. Well, no, technically it's not, but it is two legs. You've got to wait for a higher low here, ideally above there. Could do either here, up or down. I've no idea. Okay, excuse me a sec. I've just got to make a quick phone call. No, I can't get through. Sorry about that. Okay, maybe 2 legs up here. So that level we had orders at, so that's been taken. There is orders a little bit higher up here, so I think prepare for the weekend. No, one of our cars had a problem with it. It's only 4 years old, a Vauxhall Grandland X. It wasn't running right, and it's just we put it in a local garage. They couldn't do it. Had to go back to the main dealer, so they've just contacted me and said there's an ECU internal fault. Now, I'm guessing that's quite pricey. So I was just trying to contact the garage that I bought it from to see if we had an extended warranty or some kind of an extra warranty with it. But I can't get through at the moment, so I'll try in a bit. But I've just looked at the prices of ECUs. They're about £900. That's without fitting it and coding it. So I won't be surprised if I had any change from about £1,300, which is a fair chunk of change. But if it's got to be done, it's got to be done. But hopefully, if we've got an extended warranty, then we may be in luck. I need to up those payouts. Yeah, quite glad about those payouts now. 14,000. This will be another 2, so $16,000 in the last week. So I certainly needed it. Put it this way. So leg up. There was a second entry along there. The trouble is, EMA's flat. You never know. Now there's a good chance of an overshoot there, but we've got quite a nice looking channel down. You never know whether we're going to get this, trap some longs, and then kind of down we come. So I just left that. Now some may say a triple test. I don't necessarily count that because that to me is part of the way up. If we come down and test it once and test it twice. So that was only a double test for me, really. I don't consider that a test because it's just really on the way up there. So I was hoping we may get another one, but looking at Bookmap, there are orders up here at 60 and about 62. So I think it's probably going to push up. Now, there are buy orders there at 55, which is there. So this may come back a bit first and touch that line before it pushes up. And that may give us then maybe a bigger channel. So maybe come back and test this. It's a little bit sideways maybe there, maybe a breakup. I don't know. But you can see those orders at 55, which is that line there. So it may come back there before it pushes higher. And you can see 60 and 62 are up there. So my guess is that's probably where it's going to go. So there's 60. I think we're already there now, aren't we? We're a touch short and 62. So I think that's probably where it's going. Certainly in the meantime, whether it continues on, I don't know. That will give us 2 legs comfortably, but I just, I wouldn't want to be buying here. I'd wait for a pullback. If you're going to buy, you'd be buying around here. But my gut feeling is there are orders there, so it may have a small pullback. We'll see. Speedy, how you doing, buddy? So yeah, it does look like a bit of an overshoot. Maybe that's thrown that up there. Okay, so it didn't get back to there, which is fine. It wasn't a huge order, but there are stronger orders up here. So my guess is it's probably going to push up. So yeah, that may be an overshoot that's caused that. So this did look like it was coming right back into this channel, didn't it? But generally we are kind of moving up at the moment, aren't we? One would think. Good on you, mate. Good on you. So, chunk of orders around there, kind of between those two lines. So, just in case anybody isn't aware, Apex have brought their 80% off with $85 PA lifetime payment back, just in case anyone's interested. You know my code. If you do use it, it is appreciated. Excuse me a second. Okay, so looking at this, a little second entry long here, but I'm just not sure about this. It's not just that, it's 17 ticks anyway. Just not sure what's going on here at the moment. I've just put that down there just out of curiosity, so it may work, but it... Okay, excuse me just a sec. Okay, sorry about that. Hey. Do you aim for a certain daily target or just trade certain hours? Scott, how you doing, bud? I don't aim for a target. I've thought long and hard about that. You can only really give you what the market offers you. So I think any type of financial target, I think, isn't the best idea. Having said that, if you do say, it'd be okay saying that if I've taken 2 trades, then I'll finish for the day, that type of thing, fine. Trading wise, I usually do about 1:30 to 2:30 UK time, just watching the chart. And then when I stream from 2:30 UK time, I usually do around about 3 hours depending. So I tend to trade about 4 hours a day. I think it's enough. On the odd occasion, I may come back for another half an hour later in the evening. But yeah, I tend to sort of go for around about the 4 hours a day. But financial target, no. But if I take one trade, I do very rarely take a second. I just don't see a huge amount of setups lately. So if I get one, I'm usually quite happy with that. I have taken a trade today. I just took 2 points there. So a little bit more on the 2 newer Apex accounts. I don't mind trading them for a couple of contracts, 3 contracts, as they once they sort of get to a little bit, maybe 1,500, 2,000, then I reduce them a little bit. So yeah, I wouldn't go for a financial target as such, because trouble is, if you're trying to hit your target and, it tends to sometimes it make you squeeze a trade that maybe is a little bit too risky. So yeah, that's kind of where I go. So it's hit that area, those 2 areas there, which is what I thought it may do. So if Bookmap does help you read the overall chart a little better. So yeah, I will be finishing a little early today. As I say, I'm going away tomorrow, and I have got to make some phone calls and try and sort out this warranty for the car. I need to find out if we got warranty. Well, I'm going to have to pay for it anyway, but might save me a fair chunk of change. So what time is it? How long are we going for now? An hour and 10 minutes. So I'll probably do maybe another 15 minutes, and then I'm going to try and make some phone calls. In fact, I'll try the phone again. I'll just put you on mute a sec. No, I can't seem to get through. That's a bit annoying. Just try once more. Okay, bear with me just 1 second, please. Okay, folks, sorry about that. Oh, £1,623. Oh, that's expensive. Okay, I'm going to have to finish today, folks. I've got a few things to do. I've got to try and get hold of the garage to see if the warranty is covered. So my apologies for the few interruptions. So I'm going to leave you guys there. So no trading tomorrow or Monday. I'm away for a long weekend. So I'll bid you guys a fond farewell. I'll be back on Tuesday. Have a good Friday and Monday trading. Have a great, safe weekend. And then we'll get back together on Tuesday, and then we'll take it from there. So have a fantastic weekend. Stay safe, and we'll see you on Tuesday. Bye for now.